Yo, test, test. Okay, I think audio's too loud. Should actually be fine like that. Alright, guys. So, I'm gonna record now the tech chase tutorial, guide, explanation, breakdown, call it whatever you want. This is gonna be a very long video, I guess. I will have to talk about many aspects of the reaction tech chase. I don't even know where to start. I think I will start with execution and all that. So, and angles and all. Yeah, I think that's good to start with that. So, when it comes to reaction tech chase, many people talk about wave dash angles and modifiers for keyboard or for box, and I think all that stuff is really unnecessary and not needed. How do you say? So I'm gonna show you guys. First of all, when you down throw, let's say Fox, right? The first thing that you have to get really good at is the execution. So you want to have a really clean wave dash or dash wave dash. If it doesn't look like this, clean frame 1 or 2 wave dash, some people take chase and they have a really sloppy wave dash. Like, I will try to get a slow one. Like, you see that it looks like sloppy. Like, it's not smooth. You have to be really fast and smooth. But first of all, you always try to wave dash to where your opponent lands, to the landing location, right? And my wave dashes are always frame 1 or 2. I never have a frame 3 wave dash. I mean, I'm on the keyboard, like digital controller. Some people are on GameCube controller or box or whatever. Still, the execution is the most important. If you're forget that reaction timing thing. Many people make the mistake that they think they can't reaction tech chase properly because their reaction time isn't good enough. That's actually not true. Reaction time wise, many people would be able to do that, but the execution is a very difficult part of the reaction tech chase. So try to get good and smooth with the react. This looked a little bit sloppy, for example. You have to get frame 1 or 2 out of weight act. This Uncle Punch luckily shows you if you are how many frames you're late. Like, because I trained it so much, I have frame 1 a lot of times. It's really good. Get the timing for down and up throw. It's not always the same. It's weight dependent and stuff like that. I think up throw is always the same and down throw isn't. Or was it the other way around? No, I think up throw isn't. I think up throw is always the same timing on every character and down throw isn't. As far as I know, I'm not sure. But however, this is the important thing. So, for angles. Oh shit. For angles. Let's say we set the DI to down and away, right? And after down throw, you see actually how far away he goes, because he's DIing out the DI down and away. We're gonna change the tech, oops, to tech away. That means he's DIing out, tech away and DI down and away. So he DIs down and away and he takes out. So this is a really long distance that you have to cover. So there are 3 methods for tech chasing. First is standard, normal wave dash. Just because I have no modifiers, and I still believe Falcon doesn't need any modifiers, I have only one angle, 45 degrees, down and right, on my keyboard. And I'm still able to cover every distance, no matter what, even though without modifiers. And actually people like Gosu hit me up, what modifiers do you have, how do you set the values? I don't have any modifier. He was like, how do you even waveland without modifiers? You don't need, you can 0 degree, you can just hold left or right, for example, or 45 degree. So we have normal wave dash. Falcon has a really sick dash wave dash. You start a dash and then you wave dash. Looks like this. It's a really, I call it dash wave dash. It's basically a long ass wave dash. You see how long that shit is. It's a dash wave dash. And then we come to the third method, which is you dash and you wave dash down in place. Looks like this. I'm just dashing. Oops. I'm just dashing and doing a wave dash in place. This is the trick, because this, I can choose whatever distance I want. You know, I can a super short distance, I can a long distance, a weird distance, doesn't matter. I don't need, because when you play with modifiers, and a lot of people asked me about this, and I've seen discussions in the Falcon Discord. Well, what modifier do you use for this angle? I think that all that stuff is, how do you say that in English? Not disadvantage, like blockade. It's like brainfuck basically, because you have to react to that DI. Then you have to think in your brain, alright, I need this modifier, I need a long modifier. Bro, so overcomplicated. You don't need that. So if he DIs away, you see a long distance, you just do the dash wave dash. You have a really long distance. You see how far I'm getting. You can easily, if you practice, get follow-ups here. Easy. You just need to practice. The dash wave dash is usually enough to get everything on follow-ups. So let's say down and away DI, take in place, for example. Oops. So I can even manage to reach this position. No problem with the dash wave dash. I'm just a little bit rusty right now because I don't play every day. And I didn't warm up or anything, so excuse me if my execution is not 100% right now, but I just want to show that easy can cover every distance. Other thing. We choose DI. Let's say slide DI. How does that look? Okay, this one. I can't grab him now, right? And my wave dash angle, okay, my 45 degree luckily is enough. Let's say DI in. Is it combo DI? No, this one. I think survival DI, right? So let's say here. I wanna test something. So if I do a normal wave dash, it's too long, I dash through him. So I would need a modifier for a really short wave dash angle. So since I don't have a modifier, I'm using my method. The dash and wave dash in place. And I am in front of him, easy. You can just dash and you're in front of him. Also, this is just practice. Like that, you can cover every distance that you want with it. So these three methods are required in order to get somewhat of decent with your wave dash. Another thing that you maybe noticed is when I want to wave dash, I get a lot of full hops. Why is that? If you play on digital controller, box, keyboard, whatever, the switches and the travel distance actually play a huge role for your jumping behavior wave dashes. If the travel time is too long or too short or whatever, if the input of your switch sits too high, then you get a lot of full hops on accident. If you press the buttons too fast, because my wave dash is almost always frame 1, if I'm a frame too early, this will result in a jump. I kinda need to delay because I'm inputting the wave dash too fast. If you input it too fast, it will cause jumps. So this is a small disadvantage on the wave dash thing. That's why I'm saying you need to be really perfect in your execution. Because if what happens on my case, I press too fast the wave dash and then I jump. So if you notice you have the same problem, try to fix the muscle memory. I have sadly that disadvantage, let's say, or bad habit or whatever, because I'm inputting it too fast. So the next thing I would like to talk about is aerial tech chase. For those of you who don't know, is aerial tech chase is basically, instead of reaction tech chasing all the time with the grab, you're tech chasing with aerials like stomp, knee, or even instant up or whatever. A lot of people were discussing if it's true, if it's not true. We have some insane believers of the aerial tech chase in the Falcon Discord, Gravy, Chef Ruckman and all that. They will tell you, yeah, it's broken, it's true, it's all that. I have experimented and grinded so much with it that I even found out a couple of things which are actually quite interesting. So I would say aerial tech chase is not always true. It is somewhat of true, like, depends. On what factors does it depend? It depends on position, for example. On aerial tech chase, you need a really good reaction time, you need a really good execution, and you need an insane awareness of your position. What do I mean with position? If I down throw Fox and he lands in front of me or whatever, it's not the same actually if I land in front of him. How can I show this? Maybe I can show it like that. Can I like make it? Okay. So if we assume now he's on the ground, right? Because I would need to go into frame data. Epic pen. So sometimes when you wave dash towards your opponent's landing location, sometimes you will be exactly in front of him, sometimes you will be slightly off, slightly. And it's not the same if you're here or here. It makes a huge difference for aerial tech chase, and I'm gonna try to demonstrate why and all that and explain. So let's say I don't throw him and I land in front of him, and you know, they say, yeah, you can knee his tech rolls, you can storm them, whatever. First of all, I don't think knee aerial tech chase is that good, because you don't get a follow-up all the time, depending on the percent. If they have 5%, oh sure, knee into knee or knee is good. I always go for stomp. Why? Stomp has a way larger hitbox, it's way easier to hit, knee is very difficult to hit and space and all that stuff. So they say, you know, you can do this on reaction if they tech roll it. I think this is not true. I had run into this issue many times, many times. What the eye? I think no, the eye is fine. So let's say he takes in, right? And we want to stomp that on reaction. The first issue that I find with aerial tech chases doesn't feel true at all. If you wave dash too close towards your opponent, then this feels not true. It doesn't feel true. If you watch some sets where Yo-Yo or Jojo or sometimes even Wizzy or S2, some of them sometimes do a stomp on reaction on the tech roll in. If you pay attention, you will see that it works obviously very easily if I'm not very close to him, if I'm slightly in front of him. Then this is way easier and works because of the position. If you wave dash too far, too close to him, then it doesn't work. So let's say we make his DI down and away, for example, whatever. Let's see. Now it's easy. Oh, I'm a god, I can aerial tech chase. And that's bullshit. It only works now because I'm not 100% next to him. So if he now would actually tech in place, tech in place, and I do the same thing, right? I can't grab him because I'm slightly off. The position is very important. This is why I'm not the biggest fan of aerial tech chase, because if your position is slightly off, then your whole plan doesn't work. If you focus only on tech roll left or tech roll right, in or out, and you say I'm gonna knee or stomp the next option, and they actually tech in or tech out, then it's easy, even for the brain. But if they then do a no tech or tech in place, it completely destroys your memory, your brain, your whole thinking process. And I actually talked a lot with Wizrope about this. I said, bro, you have the best reaction time. You're the most consistent reaction tech chaser ever. Like, why don't you always aerial tech chase? I mean, he has the best reaction time. He's the most consistent. He has 100% character control. I couldn't find a reason to why he should not use it. And he said, well, for me personally, it's confusing. Why is it confusing? Because you have to knee the tech roll in, you have to stomp the tech roll in, you have to knee the tech roll out, then you have to grab and play. It confuses your brain. Do you know how difficult it is to set your brain or program your brain to knee that option, to stomp that option, to grab that. He said it's just easy to only grab. I don't have to think. I only have to watch and react. And I was like, yeah, bro, you're right. I tested that shit. It works here and there. You will get a couple of reaction tech chases, but on a consistent scale, it's really very dependent. Maybe if you have a stock lead, you feel good, you have control and everything, you're totally in the zone, alright, go for it. However, I still recommend a different flowchart. Also, it's different against Sheik because she has longer tech rolls and then knee is easier. For example, if you try to knee a tech behind on reaction, it's like almost impossible. Like, let's say no DI, tech in place, okay, we change it to tech in, and you want to knee that on reaction. Do you know how like how insanely hard that is, even execution wise? It's just so insane, and it's all that on reaction. Now I know, but all that on reaction under tournament pressure or spacing, positioning. Bro, just tech chase normally. My opinion, I don't want to force anyone, do whatever you want. I just recommend stuff. If you want to reaction tech chase, and I do it too, I do it with storms, but I don't do that. I just dash. I do it like that. Oh, 1 second. I just do it like that. It's way easier. You have enough time. Even again, the Falcon mirror, I like to do it. You have a lot. This obviously takes more frames, but I really enjoy it that way, because you just do the same input left or right. If they take out, you do the same, stomp right or stomp left. This is like very easily compared to the knee stuff or that stuff that doesn't even always connect. So this is how I like. I'm recommending this. I don't know. I just feel that feels more natural, if that makes sense. But obviously execution is hard. You need to grind, and this is how I would recommend tech chase with stomp and then knee. And even the CPU sometimes takes that stomp, so there's counterplay involved. You can still get a follow-up if you're fast enough, but yeah. What else did I want to add? I didn't say it in the video, but always JC grab. That means jump, cancel grab. You jump and then you grab with Z. Only if you grab in place, like if your opponent takes in place and you grab, you do a no JC grab, because you are 1 frame faster. It's not a lot, but on tech chasing it can be very important to do a no JC grab in place, and otherwise when you dash JC grab, because no JC grabs, it has 1 billion frames of landing lag, as you can see. It's just terrible. That's why you always do this. Next thing, what did I want to say? Yeah, I want to say something about what I would also recommend punish game wise. And this is side B. I think side B is very underused, very, very underused. And I'm gonna show you why I think it's good. Let's say Fox is at, I don't know, man. We're just gonna put him 20-30%. Side B is what I recommend when you get a knockdown on your opponent and they land right next to you. Then you can cover 3 out of 4 options. It's so good, so easy. And it directly leads into insane follow-ups. Knee into knee, up air, whatever. It's really broken. So let's say the tech behavior is random. Okay? And we get a knockdown like this. And he landed right next to us. The landing location is right next to us. If you side B, you cover 3 out of 4 options. You don't have to react. Because Melee is a game where risk-reward is the main topic, basically. You always have to think about risk-reward. And that has the best, in my opinion, risk-reward. If you land it, it leads into a stock. Almost a stock. Depends on percent, but basically it's a stock. I think there's counterplay, but everyone is SDIing up nowadays for jab resets and all that, so I have not getting counterplayed on while doing this. So far it didn't happen, luckily. With jab resets and all that, I have, like against Wizrope, for example, you can't jab reset him. He will always ASDI up and counterplay. On this, I'd always side B tech chase Wizrope because it works. You know, it's really good, it's efficient, and it covers a lot. So it covers 3 out of 4 options, leads into kill. Leads into kills or kill setups very easily. I really, really recommend it. And what's the good thing about this? let's say he takes to the left and we side B to the right. The distance that you actually create between him and you is so big that he don't even get a follow-up. Fox, I think, sometimes can. Falcon definitely can. Falcon is so fast, he can run across the stage and knee you. She can't. Falco can. The risk reward is just too good because you don't even get punished. And if you are guessing correctly, you get a stock. So it's just broken. See the distance between him and you? Do you think he can punish you in time? Sometimes they can, but so far I'm getting out pretty luckily. And if they run across the whole stage and try to punish you, sometimes I even have time to Lord Stomp. And oops. To like here, to Lord Stomp them. And they completely run into the Lord Stomp and then you get the stock anyway. So strong. This is after years of investing and training what I figured out. Bro, this makes the life so much easier. If they land next to you, don't destroy your brain and your nerves with crouch canceling, tech chase. Then you're one frame too slow, you get spot dodge, shine, bam, 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 you die. It's so frustrating. It's really frustrating. So I would like simplify it and boom, can regrab, can tech chase from there. He landed in front of me. He did the spaceman DI, but you see what I mean, right? So easy, so easy. Makes the life just perfectly easy and leads into everything. I generally think side B is an insane tool when it comes to punish game from Falcon. And funny thing, I watched Sechi sets, all sets, and he uses it too. On FD, side Bs, perfectly, option coverages, leads into stock, boom. Next thing, what else can I say about tech chasing and all that? Execution, I said something. Punish game, I said something. I don't know right now. Let me think for a second. What could I say else? Or what could I add? I need to think what questions get asked all the time. So, talked about the angles, talked about aerial tech chase a little bit. I will talk a little bit about the gravy here too. The gravy is basically a concept which is, I think it's from Gravy, but it's basically saying that Falcon has the opportunity to, if you knee the landing location in time, like he lands in front of me and I'm kneeing that shit, I'm right next to him in time, I can cover the next option on reaction, or I can guess. This is basically, is he always not taking or is it like random? Take option random. So you see stomp knee isn't true, right? I can't stomp knee, it's too low percent. Oops, with my fingers. But you can still cover the next option on reaction if you're correct, or you can guess. So I could always guess, for example, I guess tech roll out. You would have to react to that or guess, by the way, but so let's say I always guess tech roll out. Let me get a little bit in. So I just double guess, right? I'm not hitting it. Let's say I try to react. Now I will try to react on the left or right. I was too slow here. So I perfectly reacted to the next option. If he would have no teched, I would have kneed in place. This is a pretty interesting concept because you basically double guess or double cover. I covered the no tech and I covered tech roll out at the same time basically. If you don't feel confident in reacting, you can guess. So I can always just throw out a second guess, which basically doubles my odds of covering, right? Wait, my execution is just terrible. It was a long day for me. So excuse me here. You can just guess. Or react. You know, this is what people usually do on knockdowns or whatever. They only go for a single read. So like this. Only for one read. But there's actually no need to go for a single read, which has only, I don't know, 33% compared to doubling your odds. Covering this and covering a next option. So on this applies on every knockdown. Even if you get a knockdown out of an air, you can knee the landing location if you're fast enough in time and then cover next option. Yes, my execution is so off today. But it's just really difficult. You need to be totally in the zone for this and really fast and 100% character control and all that. That's why it's just... These concepts are high level expert, extreme ones, you know? Could have grabbed that and... It's just really difficult. And what Wizrobe does, basically against Fox on up throw, you will notice that pattern, up throw, and then he goes for a knee, but the knee barely doesn't connect, but he is next to them on their landing location in time, so he continues to grab. Up throw, knee, tech chase, up throw, knee, tech chase, so always the same pattern. This basically is the same. He is next to their landing location in time, so this gives Falcon the opportunity to do everything. React, guess, but what I do is side B. I side B when I'm next to them, because it makes the life easier for me and leads into everything. So this is how I made it like easier for me or for myself. On reaction, boom, again, on reaction. Yeah. You can just do if you feel it on reaction, you don't have to. And yeah, against Sheik, I wanna say this too, against Sheik, also really important to know. I don't know, I don't even know the percentages, to be honest. Is it 33% or 30? I don't know, let's see. Let me think for a second. Let's do the eye. No, the eye, just for example. I just wanna see. She actually doesn't land. Okay, let's say, I don't know, really low percent. Like this. Okay. I forgot the percent. What was the percent on that one? Actually, I forgot. I need a knockdown, but I actually don't know right now. What was the percent, for fuck's sake? Was it 31? Yeah, it was 31, okay. I was like, hey, what's the percent? Alright, so against Sheik, because you technically can't react in tech chaser, because the tech roll in, tech roll out, whatever, are so frame similar that you can't reaction tech chaser. There are enough posts about it, threads on reaction. I didn't say that. Yeah, if you want to tech chase, what you want to do is you want to study the animations frame by frame. Totally forgot to talk about this. The execution part, get the execution part done, and learn the animations. Usually they were on, there was a page, a really old post from Sechi, where every tech option from, for example, Fox, middle, left, left, right, were really slow frame by frame, and you could compare it really good. Sadly, G5 cat, or however you call it, died, so we don't have that anymore, but it's in the cookbook. I just don't think it's on slower pace. I think it's really fast paced. But basically what that means is, if you study the animations, that can give you a small advantage, frame advantage. For example, I know against Captain Falcon, his second place is his legs are like a straight line. So if you see the straight lines, you know it's a second place. That gives you a few frames advantage, so you can react earlier. It's like a little cheat. You have to do that on the main characters, Sheik. However, Sheik is not really consistent, as I said, because two, I think, of the animations look extremely similar until frame 7 or 8, and it's too late to then react. Also, if you study the animations, you need, in my opinion, really good eyes. I have bad eyes, and what's also like annoying is if they land on the ground, depending on the background, FD is sometimes dark, sometimes white, it changes and all that. The ground, actually the stage shakes. It shakes a lot when they like land the ground. The vibration, boom, boom. And this, like it's for me, it's really difficult to see what's going on sometimes when the ground is like shaking. Against Fox, I feel like against Fox, it's extreme, that shaky ground. But if you get good at training your eyes to realize the animations, this will boost up your reaction tech champ by a ton. I tried to learn them, sometimes I can, as I said, I know some animations, some even have a different color. Tech roll in has sometimes, I think, orange, tech in place and tech out is blue, something like, you have to look that up, study that if you want to become a nerd, really important stuff. So, in this, for example, cheek, 31%, you can up to upper here. What you can't do is, since you can't really tech chase her, since the frame animations, whatever, we pretty much use the same concept that I was talking about with the side B if you land next to them, right? But I'm just not getting it right now. Let me see. Like this. So, she lands like a little bit right. Why is she landing there? I don't know. Like this. Because you cover the middle, you cover again like 3 out of 4. If I would be able to execute that correctly. And if she takes to the right and you side beat to the left, the distance between you and her is so long that she won't be able to punish you. But I don't know why it doesn't work actually. I think I'm like executing correctly, or let's see. Okay, no tech works. Let's see tech in place. Maybe I was messing it up. No, it works, okay. Okay, it works. So I was just messing up. So let's see. Yeah. So she can't punish you basically after this because the distance is too long and you cover if you execute it correctly. My execution right now is just as fuck, but if you play it correctly, like you land next to them, you cover half this stuff 3 out of 4 and yeah, you can like combo them from there on. And this is also just really recommended. You can on reaction try to. Some people still believe you can RTC, some say frame wise you can't. I don't know, I just use the side B concept. So I know 31% is up for up air, and if you can't get more than one up air because they land on the ground, you just side B tech chase. That's basically it. Also really important concept, grind that, get good at this. And yeah, try to like obviously knee or up air. It's really useful, same concept. I use this concept against every knockdown situations where I land next to them basically. I cover 3 out of 4 with side B, and bro, my win rates actually have increased a ton since I play like that. Usually I used single reads only guessing one option like this, only one option. Mathematically speaking, guessing only one option is terrible. It's not good. If you have the chance, you land next to them, side B. If you're a tech chase machine, grab. So let's see again against Fox. I want to show you something. Now, you see the ground. Now it's not shaking. When does it actually shake? Now it's like okay. On no tech it does shake, right? Yeah, it doesn't shake when they tech. Only on no tech. That's actually interesting. Let's say mistake. Oops. What? I was on the wrong button. On no tech, It's so brutal, man. You try to focus on the animations and then this happens. It freaks me out, bro. It's like so insane. You could even learn to react because when they no tag, there's a huge green area around them. See, you could react to the green area with the jab reset. You have enough time, but they can, as we said, just ace the eye up. So mistake. It's random. Yeah, the ground just, you could actually train when the ground shakes to jab reset. It's actually funny. Is there anything I wanted to add for tech chasing? I think that's basically it. I said the most important points, talked about the most important points or part. I'm just thinking if I forgot anything because I can't make a new 30 minutes video. Let me think. Yeah, there's also one thing that I want to add. Very, very underused. Good people will actually no-tech a lot of times and then execution test you because obviously I will talk a little bit about escaping reaction tech chase. What can you do when someone tech chases you? What should you do? What mix-ups should you use? So for us, the hardest part is if they do take in place. Take in place is the hardest to react to, and the second thing is no tech and then execution test. They can do a no tech and tech roll behind you. They're testing your reaction wise. It's not difficult to react to that. Execution wise, it's difficult because they're testing how good is your dash back out of crouch. Few years ago, when only controller was pretty much the meta, you would always do no tech behind them because you knew they probably don't have a 200 euro controller and their dash back is not that good. It was controller dependent, some were better at it than others. Some people were generally better at dash backing also. And you can test this, no tech behind them, no tech out. It's also very hard to react to, but I feel like it's okay. And no tech, normal get up. We as Falcon player, or if you're a Falcon player, let's say you play a Falcon mirror and you want to execution test the other Falcon who's tech chasing you. Techi did this against me, Wizrope did that against me. Basically the best reaction tech chase Falcons do this because it's the best execution tester. They will do a no tech, so they crouch, we are supposed to crouch in front of them, then they tech roll out, then you try to dash out of crouch and to grab them and they will side B. Side B pullback momentum is insane. If you're getting tech chased, try that. Tech roll out, do no tech roll out and buffer your side B. The pullback momentum whiffs so hard that if they try to grab you and they're only a couple of frames too slow, you get a side B on them. Huge reversal. Because Falcons get up options, his spot dodges ass, it's not the best. Roll, if you wake up jab, they can crouch cancel grab you, shield grab you, what CC, ASD idol, whatever, so much counterplay. So the wake up side B, I mean Wizrope uses this all the time, it's really really good. Nowadays, if I realize that I'm too slow against him, I know he will use side B, so I punish that instead, but it's just because I know him for so long. And tournament sets where pressure is on and all that, brilliant execution tester, brilliant. Also really good in many matchups because risk reward. Against Math, for example, insane risk reward because it goes under a lot of his stuff. If you try to beat Math snare with your nair, you will suffer. If you try to beat his snare with side B, it trades a lot of times, you win a lot of times. If you win, you can 0 to death him. If you lose, it's really difficult for him to 0 to death you. I mean, he has a really hard time to 0 to death Falcon. He might get an opening or might punish you a little bit, but not the same as if you would get it on him. So risk reward wise, it's just insane. So execution testing, side B, sometimes wake up and grabs also decent. I do it. Yeah, wake up gentleman. Sadly, sometimes you have to rely on that. But yeah. So let's say enemies execution test us with no text and all that. You really have to get to are prepared for that. And this is where you need dash out of crouch. Broken on digital controllers, really difficult on GameCube. But if they do a no tech, let's say mistake, you basically have to do this and react to the next option, and it's really difficult. Really difficult. Get good at this. This is something people will do that have a higher ranking, because they know how hard it is to like tech chase perfectly out of crouch all the time. So what Setchi also, I think he discovered it, I don't know if it was him, if they do no tech and get up attack, you can crouch cancel the get up attack and side B them. This is something I see no one use, but I think it's brilliant. So let's see if the Fox does a get up attack, and I will try to side B. Oops, I missed. Like that. Brilliant. Just a cool mix up. I mean, I think Gravy in a video said you can power shield the get up attack, and you don't power shield there. Only reason why you shield there is if you are over 100 whatever percent and the get up attack would knock you over, so you can't CC it anymore. But otherwise CC it and just continue your grab. Also don't overcomplicate it, because again then, oh, I will power shield this, I will do this. Too many options. Keep it simple. If people start to execution test you, side B. If they take in place whatever, as I said, I do it against Wizzy. He's like execution testing me so heavily, always no tech or whatever, side picks him up. Keep execution test them. Also, once you tech chase a person long enough, you will realize their tech patterns. This is how I do it. I tech chase for the first games, stocks, whatever, and then I realize, hey, this guy realized I'm tech chase heavy player, so he always techs in place to make it hard for me. Boom, stomp me, boom, side B, boom, stomp me. I think you should tech chase because you get a lot of information about your opponent and you force certain options. So if I tech chase against a pro player, he will automatically start to execution test me because he's a pro and do no techs. And then you kick his ass, you know? He will probably not keep teching left, right, left, right, left, right. And also, if you're getting tech chased, what you can do to escape that. So this is all really interesting. We assume I grab Fox here. If he would randomly DI and randomly tech in, out, whatever, I could tech chase him forever if I was on point. How can this Fox actually escape my tech chase as fast as possible? Think about it. What would you do to escape the tech chase as fast as possible? There's actually one little trick. This Fox could always create the biggest or the largest, I don't know how you say it, distance between him and me. If he techs out, rolls out, techs out, rolls out, do you know after how many reaction tech chases he's already on ledge? On FD, the biggest is probably the biggest stage. I think FD is the biggest, right? Not Dreamland. Whatever. I think 2. So let's see. We make him tech roll out, take away. Down and away. 1, 2. Oh, guess what? If he would now DI correctly, he would reach ledge. And my tech chase game is over. So, it is good because they can escape the reaction tech chase faster. It is dangerous because it can set up an edge guard situation for me if they don't throw a hug or DI to a ledge correctly. So this is something you can try to do if you want to escape someone's reaction tech chase, but be careful, you can get edge guarded. Depending also on percentages, many people don't talk about that. If you grab someone here, you're supposed to up throw, not down throw. If you down throw, they reach ledge, like they can slide to ledge. Maybe I need to go a little bit. They can just get to ledge. If you use up throw, they can't. Up throw is shorter from distance wise. So in this situation, use up throw so they can't escape towards ledge. Really important. What I told Wizzy, actually, Wizzy played against Smokey recently. I think he lost the set sadly, but I told him, If you grab Moki here, don't use up throw and don't use down throw. I told him use forward throw. He was like, why? I said, because he will DI out anyway. And if you forward throw him, it sets up an edge guard situation. And Moki actually in that set did DI out. I don't know how many percent they had. He flew out off stage so hard because he DI'd out, and Wizzy actually edge guarded him for that and got a stock. So you have to adapt and look at the percentages and all that. But F throw and near end of stage. So he lands on stage, he doesn't, and he lands off stage here. So there's a good mix up to F throw sometimes. Not only down and up throw. Sometimes up throw will bring him to a platform. When this happens, you have to stomp or knee them. I stopped using up air. If you throw people onto platforms, I always short hop knee or full hop stomp, whatever. Try to cover multiple options with stomp. Up air will always get slide off nowadays, slide off meta. You can't really punish them. So always be aware of position if you need to down or up throw, platform, end of stage. All that has to be, you have to think about your options. Like, don't always use only one option. Think about it. What else did I want to say? Something else? I think that's pretty much information. We're like 46 minutes in. It's gonna be like 1 hour video. And I pretty much hope I explained the most important aspects of tech chasing, aerial tech chase, whatever. And let me just think 1 more minute if I forgot anything. I should like note down all the points, but bro, I had a hard day, worked whole day, had a coaching session, had to spend time with my girlfriend, had to take a shower, had to eat, bro. And I still sitting here 1 a.m. I think, yeah, 1 a.m. making this video for you because I said I'm gonna do it, so I'm here. I just can't think of more points. If I remember more points and people write in the comments or whatever, I will upload part 2, I don't mind. But guys, please make sure to like the video, to subscribe, to share on Twitter. Like, I'm a really small content creator, whatever you want to call it. Every little source of support really helps me keeping that whole thing alive. Really, I would really appreciate little support. And otherwise, have a good day, study. If you have questions, as always, Discord, Twitter, I answer every DM 24/7 as long as I'm not sleeping. I help out everyone for free. Coaching sessions at the moment are getting more and more. If you're interested, just hit me up. If you have only one question, just message me. You don't have to book a whole coaching session for one for one question, you know. And yeah, have a good one everyone and enjoy it. Life, keep grinding, and that's it. Bye bye.